Welcome to the PHNX Bets Daily. I'm going to start calling it that because that's what it says. Welcome to the PHNX Bets Daily Show brought to you by the one. It doesn't sound like good. Welcome to the PHNX Daily Bet Show brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Bet just $1 on any NFL team to score their point, and if either team in that game does score a point, you get $100 in free bets when you sign up using code PHNX. I'm joined by, I guess you're not a little boy today because you think I'm the little boy today. So I'm joined by a
Once upon a time, there was a little boy who missed all of his bets on a Thursday show, embarrassed himself, had to come crawling back to the Parlay King, that being me, Johnny Venerable, the real host of this show, and why you America tune in. So I'm happy to be back to put Shane in his place on a Football Friday, where I usually dominate just like every day of the week. But Shane and Derek had such a horrendous showing yesterday on the show. I went back and looked. They actually missed all of their bets.
That's just so false.
I had to come back and take care of business today. To take care of business. So I'm here to do that. And it's good to be back.
I didn't miss all of mine.
I think you guys went 0 for 9.
I hit mine. I hit one of mine. I hit Marquise Brown over 4.5, which was plus money, people. Plus 140. So if you cash that, good. Truly bad stuff. Yeah, it wasn't great yesterday. Johnny, I don't want to say you carry the show because you can't carry much because of your small frame, but you do as much as you can.
I have short arms, which allows me on the bench press to not have to go down as far. We've talked about this on PHNX Cardinals. So that is not true. I am like one of those, what are those fire ants that can carry like 100 times its weight because they're smaller in stature? That's me.
Nice.
So I do carry this.
Are they full-blooded Italian as well?
They are, and they're very hairy.
All right. Well, what do you think of this Sunday slate of games? I really enjoy it. They might be a little harder to pick, but the games are going to be good at least.
I like them a lot. God, it feels like we were just drudging through a lot of crap for the last couple weeks with just robust lines. And last week, the NFL slapped us back in the face with a bunch of upsets. I think underdogs went 10-4 last week, including the Arizona Cardinals. So we're on a trajectory now where the lines are closer, which is more advantageous for you, America, the bettors, to be able to go on one side or the other. Because, again, I can't stomach anymore 10 to 12.5 point lines. We watched Shane completely vomit all over himself last week, betting against the Jacksonville Jaguars, not jagging off with me in the process. Maybe he'll learn this week on how a real man bets.
You jagged off successfully.
I've been jagging off since before you were born.
Oh my God!
Let's do it.
Well, here's a lock for you. The Bears won't lose this week. I guarantee that because they don't play.
Why is that relevant? A bunch of teams have been on buys.
It's the Bears.
I didn't lose on the Bears last week. I didn't bet on the Bears.
I won. What?
I bet on Najee Harris.
But you bet against the Bears on the show.
I don't think so.
You had the minus 6.5, and I had them plus 6.5 and cashed that. So Johnny was dominated last week. Let's get into the picks for this weekend. Johnny, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, hooray for me! Get the picks on the screen. Lions +8. Lions are playing the Steelers. The Steelers don't blow out anybody.
Yeah,
they don't blow out anybody. They are probably going to win this game because it's in Pittsburgh, but Man Campbell off a bye. One of these weeks, I'm going to be able to just pound the table for Man Campbell against the money line. I can't do it this week. Jared Goff in Pittsburgh could be awful. That game could legit be like 6-0. I'd be content because they're going to cover the +8. Kyle Shanahan, who is the biggest fraud in pro sports, somehow has won 4 straight games over Sean McVay. Sean McVay, Odell Beckham. It's a gross love fest by the media. I think the Niners take care of business at home. I think they win that game outright, +3.5, the money line. Give me my picks one more time, Jacob, because I can't see the last one. Thank you. Packers -3. Matt LaFleur does not lose back-to-back games. I'm talking. Matt LaFleur. They don't lose back-to-back games. Russell Wilson and his dirt finger. stupid video with the Succession theme song. I love Succession. Don't ruin that for me, Russell. They will not lose. And the Seahawks are going to go to 3-6. So all those picks are going to hit. Bet on them now.
Well, yeah, your Packers money line is your pick of the week, which we'll get into later. That was supposed to be Patriots -2.5, I believe. Correct, Johnny?
I mean, I submitted things. I don't build the graphics. I don't. You guys want to fumble through that? That's not on me.
So why do you like the Patriots -2.5?
I love Bill Belichick hosting Baker Mayfield without Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, who's on the COVID list, doesn't look like he's going to play. That could change. That line will probably go in favor of there we go. God bless you, Jacob. That line will probably go in favor of Cleveland if Chubb plays. All I can think of, Dirt Baker Mayfield and his little pea shooter arm against Mac Jones, who, by the way, is playing sneaky good football. Patriots defense is trending toward number 1 in the NFL. They've got all the playmakers in their secondary. They're going to be able to stop the run. And I think Cleveland, to me, last week was, I mean, it's against the Bengals, who I didn't really buy into. Patriots could run off a bunch of wins and, goodness, be like the 1 or 2 seed in the AFC, which would be wild. So I like New England big this weekend.
The DraftKings Sportsbook app right now has a special for that game. Over 2.5 touchdowns between Mac Jones and Baker Mayfield combined, and that's plus money, I believe. So if you want that or more props or just want to bet with us, you can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now and use that promo code PHNX when you sign up.
We like specials because we're special boys here.
Yeah, we're special boys here, Johnny. Good boy. That's 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for more details. I loved the lines on the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. So throw the ones that I loved the most up. These are my picks. I got the Lions as well, +8. I saw them at 8.5.
Stop copying me.
I took them at 8.5 earlier this week on Wednesday. So relax. Falcons +8 as well. We already went over the lines. We know why we like that. The Steelers, blah blah blah. They're stinky. The line actually just moved. It's 7.5 now. So get that while you can.
Get it. Go. Hurry.
I think the America's listening so intently to the show and saw that both of us took it, that the line is just heavily going toward the Lions right now. Yeah, America. As you say. My other pick, Falcons +8. They're in Dallas. You know, we saw true Dallas Cowboys football against the Broncos. I don't think that was more Broncos as it was more the Cowboys program in general. And I like how the Falcons are playing. They're utilizing their good players. Obviously, no Calvin Ridley, but they're starting to use Kyle Pitts a lot more as a true receiver. Cordero Patterson is everywhere on the field. Matt Ryan is still a good quarterback, guys. He's a little weird, but he ran for a touchdown last week, so that was fun. In that win they had at the last second. I think they really found their stride. And then Eagles money line, give me this all day. The Broncos are frauds. I don't think that showing, as I said, was Broncos. I think it was more Cowboys than anything. There were a lot of weird things happening. I think if that punt that got blocked doesn't get recovered past the line of scrimmage in that game, then the Cowboys get the ball inside the red zone, I think the Cowboys end up winning that game surprisingly. I think all momentum changes there. I just don't see it happening. So I'm taking Eagles money line +120. It's some yummy stuff. So yeah, those are our Sunday secrets.
RJ Bailey says in the chat, our God is an awesome God. He is. And I'm not a religious man, but I do remember when I would occasionally pay attention to church. I remember that song.
Our God is an awesome God.
Awesome God, he reigns from heaven above. Here's some bets on a Friday, mother. Here we go. Win some money today. Give me my props. I want my props on PHNX Bets Daily.
He wants his props.
Get him up on the screen. Mike Evans first TD +750. They have no wideouts. AB is hurt. They're playing a terrible Washington football team. They have no DBs. Same thing goes with Marquise Callaway with the Saints anytime tutty against Tennessee, who has the worst pass defense in football. That's an anytime TD. I like that to hit, even with Trevor Siemian. That Mike Evans first TD, like I legit may put like $50 on that. I feel really good about that. For whatever reason, Godwin hasn't been a factor this year. You still got no Gronk this week. And then Jared Goff. I mean, Justin Fields had a banner day passing on Monday Night Football, most of that in the second half. Now you've got Jared Goff off a bye. They just brought in Josh Reynolds. He might be in the game plan. He was cut subsequently by the Titans. So, Detroit passing game, I think we could see a little bit of an upswing, maybe, fam.
Yeah, I could see a bunch of drag routes to TJ Hawkinson that goes for like 20 yards a couple times to get Jared Goff's passer rating up, because he needs that, and he needs Sean McVay. But yeah, I like those props. I have two for you for this weekend. Teddy Two Gloves under 254. That's a high number for Mr. Teddy Bridgewater. 254 passing yards. I think that's way too much in that game. As I said, I think the Eagles are going to win this game, and they're at home. I don't know. I love him as a person. I don't think he's a great quarterback. And my second one, Alvin Kamara, as we said in this game, this offense is nowhere to go. It's terrible. It's stalled now.
Kamara's not playing.
He's on the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
Now, don't put money on that, folks, because he's not.
Well, it'll get canceled anyway if he does play.
Per my sources.
What does your source say?
Probably doubtful.
Probably doubtful. So
I would tell these folks, what is Mark Ingram's line? That's what I would be. I'd be dabbling with that right now, on the fly. Dabble.
Well, I'll dabble and look at that. For now, we'll go into our DraftKings pick of the week. As we said, DraftKings Sportsbook.
Let's do it.
Sportsbook app. Johnny, we touched on yours a little bit earlier, but go ahead and further dive in.
Let me double down on this.
Pick of the week.
Matt LaFleur,
jackpot.
Matt LaFleur's lost like 9 regular season games ever with the Packers. I think if Jordan Love doesn't look like just a hot turd last week, they win that game at Kansas City. I think even if Jordan Love plays this week, which it sounds like Aaron Rodgers is going to play, Seattle's defense is terrible. They have to go to Green Bay. I think Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers gets this win, gets it done for the Packers. I like them -3. I can't see this team losing 2 straight games. This is a team that thinks of themselves as a Super Bowl contender. Clearly went into Arizona shorthanded and beat the Cardinals with Rodgers. Sounds like Rodgers will be back. Again, can't emphasize this enough. Even with Jordan Love, I think they beat Seattle. So run with that number now, because you could see once A-Rod is declared COVID-free and is back, that number could get up to 5 or 6.
For sure.
So jump on -3.5 right now.
Do we have that the jackpot in the thing? I just want to see Johnny's face with the money bag. There it is. Packers -3.
Beautiful.
Love it. But yeah, so Mark Ingram and Kamara are both +100. So switch them out. Whoever plays, I'd take. If Kamara plays, definitely take Kamara. Just wait on that. It's not a parlay party. It's not. Well, it's okay. Well, you can click on the parlay party and we can act like it's a parlay party. Woo!
Party boys.
All right. Well, let's get to the Deef and Lock. Johnny, this one might surprise you. Titans -2.5. I love this game so much. Look,
naughty.
A lot of people are probably thinking the Titans win last week was hoax and it wasn't true. I was all over that. I really, really, really think that Derrick Henry, huge part, 100%, one of the most impactful players in the NFL. But I also think that this Titans team has really figured it out. And as we said, they're playing the Saints, who cannot produce offense. I know how bad the Titans secondary has been, but their offense is really hitting their stride without Derrick Henry, surprisingly. I think Tannehill is still an underrated guy. A.J. Brown is finally being targeted as much as he should. Maybe you see some Julio Jones action if he plays. He's questionable.
Don't forget about my guy, Adrian Peterson, 40 years old.
And don't forget about Jeremy McNichols.
Is that a real player?
Yeah, it is. It's their backup running back before they signed Adrian Peterson.
This is AP's team now.
Yeah,
the offense runs through AP.
Yeah, I'm going to throw the house on this game. I'm a big fan of the Titans -2.5 at home against the Saints. So if you can get that line right now at 2.5 before it goes to 3,
Mike Vrabel's just a good coach, man. Yeah. There's just no way. Simmons on the defensive line. I wish he was on the Cardinals. He's a stud.
You wish a lot of people were on the Cardinals. I wish you were on the Cardinals.
Not as many as you would think. I am on the team. When I go to the stadium, they're like, "Hey, John, member of the team," and I'm like, "Hey, everyone."
Anything else before we get out of here?
Go PHNX.com. Within the next 2 to 3 hours, I've got my Arizona Cardinals midseason awards coming out before Sunday's game against Carolina. Also tonight, go PHNX Cardinals, PHNX Cardinals live. Shane's got the shirt. I love it. I dig it. With myself, Kirsten Susel, Frank Sanders. We're going to have more on Frank Sanders' tattoo gate as it relates to his Cliff Kingsbury tattoo that he will be getting either tonight or sometime in the future. We're going to have updates, maybe some video pertaining to that, but check all that and more. And then, goodness, Shano, I mean, how do you not give a plug to you and Brittany for your tremendous coverage of ASU basketball last night? Heartbreaker, but I mean, there's no better place to check it out than here at Go PHNX.
Yeah, man, that really hurt. Britt's got some good stuff about that game coming up soon. But dude, it was I couldn't believe producing for shows like that are so hard in itself. But when you have to host and produce and watch the team that you care about the most lose like that to a incompetent school, UC Riverside. Espo said it best. It sounds like a TV show on CW. UC Riverside, not a basketball school. Yeah, that was painful, but it's a moment that we enjoyed together as PHNX Sun Devils community. So if you haven't checked out that show, you can follow it at PHNX_Sun Devils on Twitter, and you can follow Johnny on Twitter at Johnny Venerable. You can follow me on Twitter at Shane Deef. You can follow PHNX Daily Bets at PHNX_bets. You can follow PHNX_sports across all socials. Leave a like, subscribe on the YouTube, leave a review if you're listening on audio, and we will see you on Monday. Peace.
Bye.